There is one moment that so many cat owners have experienced, yet not everyone realizes just how meaningful it really is. It usually happens at night, when the room has grown quiet, the lights are softer, and the day is finally slowing down. Then your cat slowly walks in, jumps onto the bed, turns in a few small circles, and settles down right beside you. Sometimes by your side, sometimes near your feet, sometimes behind your back, and sometimes right next to your pillow. At first, it seems like such a simple thing. A normal thing. Many people assume their cat is only there because the bed is soft, the blanket is warm, or that spot just happens to be comfortable. But in my opinion, if you really understand cat behavior, this is actually one of the clearest signs that your cat truly feels safe with you. If your cat sleeps next to you too, comment 222 below and subscribe to the channel for more cat behavior stories like this. Now let's talk about why this small habit means so much. Personally, I don't think a cat sleeping next to you is just a cute routine. I don't think it is only about warmth or comfort either. I think that for a cat, this is a deeply instinctive choice, but also an emotional one. Because sleep is not just rest for a cat. Sleep is one of the most vulnerable states they can be in. Cats are animals with very strong survival instincts. Even if they live indoors, even if they are loved, protected, and cared for every day, that natural caution still lives inside them. Cats are always observing. They notice sounds, movement, scent, routines, and even the mood of the people around them. They do not give their trust away easily. And they do not form deep bonds simply because they share the same house with someone. For a cat, trust is something built slowly. Very slowly. And once it is there, it is often shown in quiet, subtle ways that are incredibly honest. And out of all those quiet signs, sleeping beside you may be one of the most beautiful ones. Because sleep is not just a casual moment for a cat. When a cat is awake, it can react immediately to anything unusual. Its ears are alert, its eyes are watching, and its body is ready to move at any second. But when a cat falls asleep, especially into a deeper sleep, that level of protection drops. The body relaxes. Reflexes slow down. Awareness softens. In other words, a sleeping cat is a cat placing trust in its surroundings. And if you are part of those surroundings, that means something. I honestly think many people underestimate how meaningful these quiet signs of affection are, simply because cats do not show love the way dogs do. Dogs often make their feelings obvious. They run to the door. They wag their tails wildly. They jump with excitement. Cats are different. Cats are much more reserved. A cat can act independent all day long. It might walk past you as if you do not exist. It might not want to be held for very long. It might not enjoy too much touching. But then later that night, that same cat quietly climbs onto your bed and sleeps beside you for hours. To me, that is a very special kind of love. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It does not demand attention. But it is deep. And the more I think about it, the more I feel that these silent gestures often say more than the obvious ones. A lot of people say cats sleep next to their owners because they want warmth. And yes, that is true to some extent. Cats do love warmth. They are naturally drawn to sunny spots, soft blankets, and cozy places. Human bodies give off heat, so sleeping close to you is definitely comfortable. But if warmth were the only reason, your cat would still have many other options in the house. It could sleep on the couch, curl up in a cat bed, hide in a soft chair, or choose a quiet sunny corner. So when your cat keeps choosing you, and keeps returning to that same place beside you over and over again, I do not think that is random. I think that is emotional choice. Cats are not only looking for physical comfort. They are also looking for emotional comfort. And that matters a lot. Because for a cat, safety does not come from one thing alone. It comes from a combination of familiar sounds, familiar smells, familiar routines, and familiar people. If you are someone your cat regularly stays close to, watches, follows, or chooses as a resting place, then there is a good chance you have become part of its safe world. One thing I really love about cats is the way they use distance to express emotion. I think many people do not notice this enough. Cats do not always show affection by demanding touch or attention. Sometimes, just choosing to be near you is already a huge sign. A cautious cat keeps distance. It stays where it can observe you without being too close. It chooses places where it can leave easily if it wants to. It does not put itself in positions where it feels trapped. But a cat that sleeps right beside you is doing the opposite. And if that cat sleeps deeply there, then in a quiet way, it may be saying, "Here, next to you, I do not feel the need to stay on guard." To me, that is one of the sweetest things a cat can say without words. Another reason cats like sleeping next to you has to do with scent. Cats live in a world where scent matters far more than most people realize. They recognize places by scent. They recognize people by scent. They even attach feelings of safety and comfort to scent. Your body smell, your clothes, your pillow, your blanket, all of these things become familiar markers in your cat's world. To you, these may seem like ordinary details. But to a cat, familiar things are often what make life feel stable. That is why so many cats love to sleep near their owner's pillow, on their clothes, or on blankets that smell like them, even when the owner is not there. They are not just choosing softness. They are choosing familiarity. They are choosing something that makes them feel calm. So when your cat sleeps next to you, it is not only because your body is warm. It is also because your presence feels familiar and safe. And in my opinion, that is incredibly touching. Because at that point, you are no longer just the person who feeds them or cleans the litter box. You become part of their comfort. Part of their routine. Part of what feels safe in their life. The bond between cats and humans can be hard to notice if we are only looking for obvious affection. Some people live with cats for years and still think their cat is cold, distant, or uninterested. But personally, I believe cats are capable of very deep affection. They just show it differently. A cat may not leap into your arms with excitement. It may not constantly demand attention. But it may choose to sit in the same room as you. It may quietly follow you from room to room. It may slow blink at you. It may rub its head against your hand when you least expect it. And it may choose to sleep beside you. I truly believe that when a cat chooses to sleep next to someone, that reflects a very high level of trust. Maybe we do not need to call it love in the exact way humans use that word. But at the very least, it is deep attachment, emotional safety, and the feeling that your presence makes life better for them. In homes with multiple people, cats often do not behave the same way toward everyone. And I find that fascinating. A cat may live with an entire family and be cared for by everyone, yet still choose to sleep beside only one person. To me, that is not an accident. Cats are incredibly good at reading energy. They know who is gentle, who is loud, who is too rough, who understands their boundaries, who makes them feel relaxed, and who makes them tense. Cats may not explain themselves, but their choices are usually very honest. So if your cat keeps choosing to sleep beside you instead of anywhere else, there is a good chance that in your cat's eyes, you are the person who feels safest. That is something worth appreciating. Another detail I think people should pay attention to is the way the cat sleeps beside you. Not every sleeping position means the same thing. Sometimes a cat only lies there briefly for warmth or convenience. But sometimes it truly falls into a deep, relaxed sleep. It curls up softly, tucks its face in, stretches its whole body out, or even exposes part of its belly. Some cats sleep so deeply that when you move slightly, they only flick an ear and go right back to sleep. To me, those are powerful signs. Because a cat will not fully relax in a place where it still feels unsure. If there is still doubt, it will sleep in a more guarded position, ready to wake up and move. But if your cat is deeply relaxed beside you, then it is not just physically close. It is emotionally at ease. And I think many people do not realize how special that is. Cats are not easy animals to win over completely. You can attract a cat with food. You can get its attention with toys. You can make it come near you for a moment. But you cannot force a cat to truly let its guard down and sleep peacefully beside you if it does not trust you. That kind of comfort cannot be bought. It cannot be demanded. It cannot be faked. It only happens when your cat has enough reasons to feel safe with you. And those reasons are usually built through very small things. The way you pet them gently. The way you stop when they have had enough. The way you do not force interaction when they want space. The way you create a calm environment. The way you respect their personality instead of trying to control it. In my opinion, cats are special because they teach people a quieter kind of love. Not a love that grabs, squeezes, and constantly demands closeness. But a love that watches, waits, respects, and allows trust to grow on its own time. Maybe that is why being trusted by a cat feels so different. It is quieter, yes. But somehow, it also feels deeper. I think anyone who has lived with a cat long enough understands that feeling. The feeling of watching a naturally cautious, independent little animal slowly begin to choose you. To stay near you. To rest beside you. To sleep next to you during the most vulnerable part of its day. That is not a small thing. It is the result of time, consistency, and mutual understanding. And the more I think about it, the more beautiful it feels. Because your cat may still live a very independent life during the day. It may explore the house, stare out the window, chase tiny things, disappear for hours, or walk away when you try to hold it too long. But then at night, when everything quiets down, it comes back and sleeps beside you. To me, that feels like a silent admission that no matter how independent it is, in its most peaceful moments, it still wants to be near you. That is a very special kind of bond. Of course, not every cat shows it in exactly the same way. Some like sleeping near your back. Some sleep by your feet. Some choose one exact corner of the bed every single night. Some stay close without touching you. Others press their whole body against yours. In my opinion, every position has its own meaning. Sleeping by your feet may feel safe while still leaving room to move. Sleeping against your side or back may feel warmer and more secure. Sleeping near your head may be about scent or simply comfort. But no matter the position, the important thing is this: your cat chose to be near you instead of far away. That alone already says a lot. Some people wonder whether a cat that does not sleep beside them means the cat does not love them. Personally, I do not think that is necessarily true. Every cat has its own personality. Some cats prefer sleeping alone. Some are light sleepers and do not like movement on the bed. Some prefer high places or hidden corners. You cannot judge a cat's feelings based on one behavior alone. A cat may show affection in many other ways, like following you around, sitting near you, slow blinking, talking back to you, or waiting outside your door. But if your cat does sleep next to you regularly, then I think it is almost certainly a very positive sign. It means you hold a special place in your cat's small but careful world. And maybe that is the most beautiful part of all. Love does not always come in loud or dramatic forms. Sometimes it comes quietly. Sometimes it shows up at the end of the day, in the form of soft paws on the bed, a few tiny circles, and a warm body settling down beside you. Nothing flashy. Nothing complicated. Just trust. Just comfort. Just the simple decision to rest near someone who feels safe. To me, that is a gift. A quiet gift. One that does not speak, does not explain itself, and does not ask to be noticed. But once you understand what it means, it can soften your heart every single time it happens. Because when a cat trusts you enough to sleep beside you, it means that in its world, you are more than a caretaker. You are familiarity. You are security. You are part of home. And maybe that is why so many cat owners, even after seeing it happen night after night, still feel touched by it. Because the more you understand cats, the more you realize that this kind of trust is never small. It is not automatic. It is not casual. It is earned through time, patience, gentleness, and respect. So the next time your cat slowly climbs onto your bed, circles around, and curls up beside you, take a moment to really see it. Do not think of it as just a cute habit. Think of it as a quiet message. Your cat may be telling you something very simple, but very meaningful. Near you, I feel safe. Near you, I can rest. Near you, I do not have to stay guarded. And in my opinion, that is one of the purest forms of love a cat can give.